Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are connecting or wherever you're going to be watching this video from. This is your friend Akwemi Stephen from the School of Learning and Development. So today, as you can see on the screen, I quickly want to talk about implementation of role group in Microsoft's 365. Implementation of role groups in Microsoft 365. So quickly, but before I go further, if you are just joining us, if this is your first time of coming across my channel, I kindly encourage you to please subscribe, like, share, and then turn off the notification button. And my subscriber, I really want to appreciate you for also taking your time to watch my video. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you very much. So quickly, let's jump up to what we have for the day. Implementation of role groups in Microsoft 365. Uh, so if you look at it, say, what is the implementation of role groups? It said it is the ability to assign a role to a group whereby the group members automatically inherit what the role automatically what inherit what the role. Now role groups are a convenient and efficient way of managing and delegating the administration of Microsoft 365. To assign a role to a group, you must create a security or Microsoft 365 group that is role assignable. For a role to be role assignable, it is, which is what you have here, is role assignable, is assignable to role. Property must be set to what? To true. So now this role group is a way in which you assign a role to users be in a group. So which means that if let's for example you want to assign, let's say Microsoft Teams administration, Microsoft Teams administrator group to a set of group of people. So what you need to do is that you create a group and then assign the role to that group. So when you assign the role to that group, any member of that group automatically what get that role. But in the real sense, maybe when you created those user, you didn't give them that role. You understand? But automatically, once they belong to that member of that particular group, they have that role attached to them automatically. They inherit what that particular role. And once the user is being removed from that group, they no longer inherit that role. They no longer have access to that particular role. So that's why I said it is the ability to assign a role to a group whereby the group members automatically inherit the role. Role groups are convenient and efficient way of managing and delegating the administration of Microsoft 365. So to assign a role, like I said, to assign a role to a group, you must create a security or Microsoft 365 group. So you can either do it in your Microsoft admin or you can do it in the Microsoft Entra. So which I'm going to be showing you how we can do that. Now, what are the benefits or importance of role groups? One is what? Simplifying the role assignment process. It said this reduce the complexity and effort of assigning roles to user. You understand? Simplify what? The role assignment process. So which means that this gives you what? The flexibility, which reduce what? complexity and effort of what of assigning role what to user. So which means that if I have, let's say you employ like you employ like 12 administrator, and you want them to be assigning, maybe resetting password for users, help desk, or other things, and you want to assign this role to them. So instead of assigning the role to them individually, so what you need to do is to just create what a group, a role group, and assign that particular role to that group and add those users to that group. Automatically what they have what access to that particular role. So that's how we say what simplifying what the role assignment process. Two, improving the security and compliance posture. Improving the security and compliance what posture. Now, this enhance the security and compliance of Microsoft 365 environment. Administrator can apply the principle of less privilege, which means granting users only the permission or access they need to what to perform their duty. So it's what it improve what the security and what and compliance what posture of that particular organization. Then three, increasing productivity and collaboration. Increasing productivity and collaboration. He said this boosts what the productivity and collaboration of the Microsoft 365 users. Administrator can provide them with appropriate and sufficient permission to access and use the Microsoft 365 services and feature they need to work what efficiently and effectively. Can you see that? To work what efficiently and what effectively. Okay, so that is for that. Now, so quickly, I will jump into the demo, and this is what I'm going to be demonstrating how to create the role group in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Also create it uh, in Microsoft Entra Admin Center, and also create this group in what? In Windows PowerShell using the Microsoft PowerShell graphs. Okay, so I'm going to be demonstrating how you can achieve this. Understand? And then we will see how it works and how this user can actually make use of it. Okay, so quickly I will jump into the portal and then show you how this can be achieved. Now, this is my admin environment, which normally you know how we log in. You go to your admin.microsoft.com, or there's another way you can log into your admin environment, which makes it more easier for you. You can go to and you can use cmd .ms. So this cmd.ms will give you a list of all Microsoft admin resources that you need to environment, probably your Teams, your Intune with Defender. You can see that. So this is only what for admin. So you can just go there, just what click on it, and it takes you, it directs you to that environment, and you can now what log in. Okay. So now this is our admin environment. Now I'm going to show you how we can create this group in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And I'm going to be using the security group. You can say you can either do that the Microsoft 365 group or the security group. But I'm going to be demonstrating on the security group. So here you come up here and click on this your teams and groups. You can see click on teams and group, active teams and group, and then you come up here and you can see we have Teams and Microsoft 365 group, distribution list, security group. So click on this security group and you now say add a security group. So click on that, add a security group. So here I can now decide to give it a name. So let me give it a name. Let me just say test users. underscore group. So test users underscore group. So you can give it a description. This is so give it a description, which is in production. You can draft something more better than this. So just to uh, make it understandable for anyone who come across it. So click on next. So when you click on next here, so you can see here, you have role assignment. You can see now you have AD, Azure AD role can be assigned to group. So if I click on my next and I did not check on this, so it simply means that this particular group will not be, cannot be assigned to what? To a role. So for me to be able to assign the role to you, so you have to what? Click on that. Make sure you check that box, and then you click on your next, and then that's all. Here you can see you have all the descriptions. So you can say create group. Now, once you do that, you can see that group has been created. So you can click on this close. Now I can now go back to this group. I can say refresh, refresh, and then look for that group I just created now. Yeah, so this is the group. Click on that. So you can see that this group has been created. You can see there is no members, no member in there, and there is no what? Owner. You understand? No member, no owner. So you can come up here now and then give it the owner, add members, you understand? And then come to your roles. Can you see that now? Can you see these roles now? So I can come up here and now what? Select what? My roles. See, from here, I can select here and come up here and say, okay, I want to create a help desk administrator. Click on that and now click on save. Can you see that now? So I've assigned what? A role to this particular word group. So automatically, any member inside this group will automatically will have access to that particular role. So you can see there's no member. You understand? There's no member here. See, no member, no member, no member. So now let me go back to, let me click on this duplicates here. Now, if I go back, I just want to show you something. So if I go to my users, active users, so if I come up here, let me just locate, let me locate one user. Okay, let me say this user, Bobman. So if you look at this Bobman here, look at this Bobman, you can see his role here. He has no role at all. There's no role assigned to this user here. Okay, so he has no role at all. I can assign roles to the user from here, but I don't want to do that. You understand? He has no role here assigned. So if I go back to my group, yeah, if I come up here now, members, I say, okay, add members. Okay, let me add an owner. Click on this one, add owner. Add owner. Let me just look for somebody to just give. Okay, let me click on this, add. Okay, so I've added that person as owner, and then members, I'll click on here. Under members here, I'll now come up here and say add members. So that members, I'll come up here and look for Bob. Bob, I want to add him here. So if I click on that, say add, now it's going to save for me. Now let me just refresh, just click on refresh, yeah, just to make sure it load properly. Now if I go back to this place here now, my users, where I have this Bob, if I come up here now, if I say refresh, remember that here there is no role here. Can you see that now? So if I click on this my refresh, now you will see that. Can you see that Bob now has this role? Can you see that as a help desk what administrator? But I did not assign this role to this user from here. He automatically what inherited what that role from this group that he belongs to. Guys, are because what is a member of this group, and this group has what the help desk administrator what role. So automatically, Bob belongs what to that role. So if I remove Bob from here, if you go back there, he will no longer what have access to that particular role. Okay. So that's for that. So quickly now, that's for that. So I've created that now in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now let me now use the Entra, Microsoft Entra. So I can come up here where you have your admin, or you can go to this place here. Can you see that now where you have your CMS .s? So this is the Microsoft Entra. I'll click on that, take me to the Microsoft Entra environment, or from your Office 365 environment, you can come up here. If you click on Home, you can come up here and click on your identity. It will take you there. So any one you choose to do. So if I come up here, I'll now create my group. I'll come up here, click on this group here, click on groups. You can see all groups. Click on that, and I'll click on this new group. Now, under this new group, you have the group type. You can see we have what Office 365, and we have security group. Like I said, I'm going to be using what the security group. So if I click on this my security group here now, I'll come up here, give it a group name. Okay, I'll give it a group name. Let me just look for another name to give it. So let me say my new underscore test. Okay, let me just give it that name, my new underscore test. So here you can give it your description if you want to. So after that, you can see now here you have what Microsoft Entra role can be assigned to what to the group. You can see now the option is there is what no. So if I leave it like this and I click on create, so it means that this particular group cannot what be assigned to what a role because of what I did not select this. So if I click on yes, you can see automatically this membership type remain as unassigned. Can you see now? This get what graded out. If I click on no, you can see. So maybe if I want to create maybe like dynamic user, that's but that's not what we are doing now. So I'll click on my yes. Now, when you click on your yes, you can see you have the owners. You can decide to select your owners, members, and role, or create it and then go back, open it, and then assign it. You understand? But there's one thing you should notice now. You can see here I have these owners, members, and roles. But if I click on no now, you can see I have only just what owners and members. So which means that this particular group cannot be assigned to a role. Why? Because of what? I've selected what? No. So I need to click on what? This yes. Okay. So if I click on this yes, here I can come up here, click on my role. Okay, let me assign an owner. Let me just pick somebody. Yes, let me just say this is the owner. Assign then members. Come up here. Now let me go back to my admin. Now, this is my admin center. So these are, remember that I've made use of Bob, okay? Now, let me look for somebody who has no role. Diego. So I'll click on this person here. Let me see. You can see that this Diego has no what? No role assigned, this particular user. So if I go back here now, and now locate, and now search for Diego, okay, yeah. So I'll go there and search for that particular user, Diego. I'll click on that and I'll say select. Can you see that now? So here you now come up here and now select the role. You understand? Come up here, click on select the role. So here I will now search for the role I want to. Let's say this time let me use Microsoft Teams. Let me say Teams. Okay, Teams administrator. Click on that and I say select. So by the time I click on create, it's going to ask me creating a group to Microsoft to which Microsoft Entra ID can be assigned is a setting that cannot be changed later. Are you sure you want to add this capability? Yes. I'll click on that, and then the group will be created for me successfully. So let me just refresh and then locate that group, which is what is called my new test group. So I'll search for that group. You can see I'm not seeing it here. Let me refresh again. So refresh one more time. My new. Okay, so this is it now. So can you see it now? The group has been what? Created, and the role has been assigned to that group. Now, if I go back to this user here now, there you go. If I refresh this particular user, you will see that it automatically has that Teams administrator role assigned to him. You understand me? So if I come here now and I remove this user, okay, let's try that. If I come member here, if I say, okay, I don't want him again. If I say remove and I click on yes, just refresh, make sure it's removed already. Now, if I go back to that user, if I come back here, if I click on refresh, you can see it doesn't have that role any longer. Can you see that? Okay, so this is how you would assign a role to a group in your Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, you have seen I've done that in the Microsoft admin, and this is the Microsoft Entra ID. And the last one we have, which is using the PowerShell. So using PowerShell, okay? So I'm going to open my PowerShell now. So you open your PowerShell as your administrator. Yeah, this is my PowerShell. So once you open your PowerShell environment, now I have some script from Microsoft, which I'm going to be using, which is in the Microsoft documentation. So here, remember that I'm using the Microsoft PowerShell graph. So I'll come up here and I'll click on I need to connect to my tenant. So here I have the script here. So I will come up here and then let me paste. So you can see here, this one said connect Microsoft graph scope group.read write.all. So which means that I said, give me all access to this environment. So I'll click on my enter. So once you click on enter, automatically it's going to bring out a box for you where you need to now enter your global admin credentials. Global admin credentials. So you come up here, enter your global admin administrator credential. This is my here. I'll click on that, and this one will get automatically connected. So can you see that now? It said connected via delegated access. Can you see that now? So that is now connected for me. So then the next thing, I'll come up here, get the next script copy. Just I already have it, so I'm just copying it. This I'll paste it. So let me copy that. Copy. Okay. Now let me enlarge it. Okay. So can you see that now? Here it said dollar group equals to new group display name. You can see I gave it Yemtech IT help desk underscore administrators. That is the name of that group, the display name. Look at the description. I put it there, help desk administrator role assigned, blah blah blah. You can see that here you have email enable first. I don't need that. Here you have security enable. So this is what a security group was. Security would enable mail nickname, which is the Yemtech IT help desk. And you can see now this one is assignable to role through. So if I say false, so which means that I'll not be able to what? Assign a role to this particular group after creating it. So that's why you can see you have the word true. You understand? So if you press enter now, it's going to create that particular group for you. So let's see if that group has been created before we move on. Now let me just minimize that. So if I come back here, I can go to my admin center. I can go to my Microsoft 365 admin center, or I can go to my Entra ID and check. So anyone you choose to. So let me come up here and click on these groups, all groups. Now the group that was created is Yemtech IT. So Yemtech IT. Now, can you see now? Can you see that the group as was being created? And this was used what? Using what? PowerShell. You see that the group has been created for me already. What I make it of us is what is the PowerShell. You can see that. So let's continue. It's not that. I just want you to see that that group has been created. Now let me open back my PowerShell environment. Then the next thing you need to do is to now do what to call the role definition. Role what definition, which is the role manager. So I have the script here. Let me just copy that. So like I said, I'll put the link in the description where you can see this script to make use of. So let me just paste that. So now this is my role definition. Can you see that now? Now, dollar role definition equals to get my role management directory role definition filter display name, which is what equal to what help desk administrator. That is the role I'm assigning to that user. That's I'm sorry, I'm assigning to what to that group. That is the role definition. So you press your enter, and that should be done in the split of seconds. Okay, and then lastly, I will now create my role assignment. My role assignment. Now let me copy that script again. The role assignment. So copy that and I'll paste it. Now this is the role assignment. You can see dollar role assignment equals to new role management directory role assignment. Directory scope ID hyphen role definition. You can see that. So if you press enter now that has been done. This as what has been done. So that is why you have to understand how to run PowerShell and also how to make use of PowerShell in your daily activities as a system administrator or an infrastructure engineer. So you don't need to cram the script on your head. It's there online. All you just need to do is to understand how to tweak that particular script to your taste, to what you want to do. Okay. So now I will minimize this and go back to my environment. And then now I will refresh. I'll come up here, refresh this group. Okay, let me just click on refresh here. So if I refresh this now, okay, now let me go to the admin environment so you can see it properly. Here I'll click on this active group. I'll go to security. Then I'll look for that group, which is EM Tech. Okay, I'll come up here, look for that group EM Tech. This is it. Click on that. Now, the group has been created for me. Can you see that now? But I've not added the owner and members. So this is the group now. You can see it now. This is the role created, which is what? The help desk administrator. This is what? Using the PowerShell. And one beautiful thing I love about Microsoft is that when a role is assigned to a user or a group, you automatically receive an email so that even if you don't want to approve this, or you can quickly call this and say, why do you assign this role to this person? So you can see this is my email. You can see I'm receiving the email for the role I'm assigning to this particular group. You can see it now. So that's That is for that. So you can see that now. So here I can now come up here and say, okay, add the owner. So here I'm going to add owner. Come up here. I'm going to use Alex as the owner. Yeah, say add. Now and then go back again, and then I'm going to add members to that group. Click on members. You can see that I don't have any members, you see, but I have owner there. If I refresh, the owner should show here. You can see this is the owner. So members, there's nobody. Now let me go back to my admin environment. So if I come up here, the reason I'm showing you so that you see that the user I'm adding does not have that particular role. So I want to add a user called Moses. So if I come up here and type Moses, you can see this is Moses Samuel. If you look at this Moses Samuel, he does not have this role. You can see no role assigned to the user. And one beautiful thing is that you can come to the user and add that user to that group from the user environment. You can add what? The user to that group, which is you can come up here and add that user to that group, or from that group, you go and add the user. So you can add a user, you can add a user to a group from their environment, or you go to the group and add that user there. So you can see there is no role. Now, if I go back here now and then come up here, if I add Moses to this particular role, member, add as member, if I say Moses, automatically Moses will inherit this particular role. I'll say add. You can see I've shown you how to use PowerShell and also Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So this is it. So if I go back to here, if I say refresh, if I refresh this user, you will see that he automatically what has that particular role. Can you see that now? See that? Can you see that? So now let me try to log in and let's see if this user can actually log in and make use of it. So, you understand that help desk administrator, we have access to reset password, have access to the Entra ID, have access to the compliance environment, have access to other things, but he will not have access to the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. Okay, so that is why when you want to assign a role to a user, you have to understand what that role does so that you don't abuse the security. Okay, so which is very, very important to understand the role you are giving a user for security purpose. Is quite very, very important. Okay, so now I'll just copy this user email, copy, and I'll open my incognito mode browser. Click on that. Now I'll come up here. Let me type my CMD. I love to use this. Yeah. And then I'll click on admin, Microsoft Admin Center. Click on that. And then I will log in with that user Moses just to see that this thing works. So here I'll now put in the password of that particular user. Okay, paste. Yeah. So click on next, sign in. Yeah. And just say yes. So can you see that now? This user has access. If you click on show all, you can see he has access to the security, compliance, endpoint manager, the identity, which is the Microsoft Entra ID. But if you click on these themes now, let me click on that now. You will see that this user does not have access because that rule does not permit him to go to use what the Teams admin center. But if you go back here and you click on endpoint, it will definitely open. So which means that you can come here, manage devices. If you go back again, if you click on the security, you see, come up here, it has what access capability to use this environment. You see, if you go back again and then if you click on, so if I go back to here, if I click on users, active user, so this user can definitely what reset password. So if I click on here, let's say, okay, oh, you want to reset password of this person. If you click on this one and you now click on this reset password, you see create automatic password. You can see I say reset. See, boom. Can you see that he has access to do that? He has reset the password of this user. Can you see that now? So that is it. But like I said, if I come back here and then remove that user, if I definitely remove this user from that particular group, automatically that user will not have access any longer. Okay, so I believe you have really gained a lot from this video. You can see I was able to practicalize how to create the group in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and then assign a role to that group. I added the user to there. I showed you how this user does not have that role, and that user automatically inherited that role from that group he belongs to. So I did that also in the Microsoft Entra admin, and also use PowerShell to create this group and also assign that role to that group, and then log in. You see everything works perfectly. So I hope you have really gained a lot from this demonstration. Sorry if this video take a long time, but I believe it's worth it so that you can understand how these things work. Okay, so once again, I want to thank you for taking your time to watch my video. Please, if you are just joining us for the first time, you are just seeing this my channel for the first time, I will encourage you to please kindly subscribe, like, follow, share this video, and if you are coming subscriber, kindly also make sure you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps me, it helps my videos so that other people can see and also benefit from it. So don't just watch it and then click on the thumbs and then like this video. And as you do so, I say thank you, thank you, thank you very much, and I will see you some other time again. Bye bye for now. Thank you.